Well, hello there, and a very warm welcome to part 9 of our explainer series, Generative AI Safely and Effectively. If you've been hearing the phrase AI or artificial intelligence on the evening news, or maybe from your grandkids and felt a little, well, overwhelmed, you are in the exact right place today. We are going to walk through a friendly step-by-step guide to using generative AI. And I want to give you a massive reassurance right out of the gate. Learning about this requires absolutely zero technical experience. Really, you don't need to be a computer programmer. If you know how to type an email to a friend, you already have every single skill you need to master this.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our guide today is based on fantastic source material from Virtualization Options LLC, which is a Colorado-based technology research, education, and advisory organization. They've specifically designed this guide to help older adults take what feels like intimidating, high-tech jargon and just translate it into simple, highly practical steps that anyone can follow. Their entire mission is empowerment through education, which makes them the absolute perfect, credible source to help us demystify this exciting new technology together. So, here is our clear roadmap for today. First, we'll be demystifying generative AI. Second, we'll actually meet the AI tools. Third, we're going to learn how to write prompts. And finally, we will cover using AI safely. All right, starting with Section 1, demystifying generative AI. What is it, really? I totally get that the phrase artificial intelligence can sound incredibly intimidating. It sounds like something straight out of a futuristic sci-fi novel, right? But when we actually break it down, it is surprisingly simple and deeply, deeply practical for your everyday life. At its core, generative AI is just a computer program. But unlike traditional programs where you have to click a dozen confusing buttons to get anything done, this one can write, it can answer your questions, it can create images, and it can literally hold a conversation with you. I want you to just imagine texting a very knowledgeable friend who can instantly summarize a confusing Medicare document for you, or find the missing instruction manual for your grandson's new toy, or even help you draft a polite letter to your homeowners association. That is essentially what you are interacting with. So the crucial point is good news. You truly do not need to be a tech expert. I know a lot of us worry about accidentally pressing the wrong button and somehow breaking the computer, but I promise you there is no way that can happen here. There are no coding languages to learn. There's no complicated software to install. The whole shebang is just a simple text box. Honestly, if you have ever typed a question into a search engine, you have already mastered the exact physical skill required to use generative AI. It's built to understand plain, everyday human language. Moving right along to Section 2, Meet the AI Tools, we're going to look at 3 free assistants. Now that we know we don't need to be afraid of it, let's actually look at the tools that are out there waiting for you. You've probably already seen these names popping up on the news. Today, we're looking at 3 friendly, free-to-start AI assistants: ChatGPT by OpenAI, Gemini by Google, and Microsoft Copilot. These 3 tools are absolutely wonderful for retirees or older adults who are just looking to simplify some daily tasks, and millions of people are already using them every single day. So let's quickly break down where you can actually find these assistants and what they're best used for. ChatGPT lives over at chat.openai.com. It is fantastic for answering complex questions and just having long back-and-forth conversations. Then there is Gemini, which is built right into things you might already use every day, like Google Search and Gmail. This makes it super helpful for summarizing long emails from family members. Finally, we have Microsoft Copilot. This one is built into Windows and Microsoft 365 programs, making it perfect if you ever need to draft, say, a community newsletter. But you know what the beautiful thing is? They all work the exact same way. You just type a question, and the AI responds in plain, friendly language. Okay, Section 3, How to Write Prompts to Get the Absolute Best Answers. We know what the tools are, and we know where to find them, but how do we actually talk to them? Well, first, let's define a word you're going to hear a lot: prompt. A prompt is simply your question or your request. It's literally whatever words you type into the AI to get a result. A brilliant way to think about this is like placing an order at a restaurant. If you just walk up to the counter and say food, well, you might get something, but it probably won't be exactly what you are craving, right? The clearer you are about what you want, the better the meal will be. Reassure yourself right now, talking to AI is incredibly easy, but there is just a little bit of an art to getting the best possible answers out of it. And this brilliantly illustrates what we mean. Instead of typing a vague single word like recipes, try adding some specific details. For example, give me 3 easy dinner recipes for one person that take less than 30 minutes. See the difference?
By specifying the exact number of recipes, the type of meal, the portion size, and the time limit, the AI doesn't have to guess what you want. It can deliver exactly what you asked for on a silver platter. But what happens if the AI gives you an answer that's still a bit too complicated or just not quite right? Don't worry, there are no mistakes here, and you absolutely cannot break the AI by asking the wrong question. AI is incredibly patient. It doesn't get frustrated. It doesn't judge you. If the answer isn't right, just keep chatting. You can literally type back, "Can you explain that more simply?" Or, "Actually, scratch that. I wanted recipes without dairy." Treat it just like an ongoing conversation until you get exactly what you need. To really get those top-tier answers, you can use a technique called prompt engineering. I know, it sounds super fancy, but it just comes down to 3 simple steps. First, set the scene. Tell the AI who you are. Our source material gives a wonderful example. You could type, "I'm a 70-year-old beginner. Explain how to use Zoom in simple steps." Telling the AI your age or comfort level is just so incredibly helpful because it ensures the system doesn't use confusing Gen Z slang or highly technical computer jargon. Second, ask for a specific format, like a numbered list. And third, just refine as you go. Ask a follow-up question or ask it to try a completely different approach. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4. Using AI safely and protecting yourself. Just like anything else on the internet, having a clear set of safety rules ensures you can explore this new technology with complete peace of mind. The very first rule of safety is understanding how these systems handle your information. Many AI tools actually save your chats to help improve their computer systems over time. Because of this, our source advises a very simple, calm rule of thumb. Treat every single conversation as if it could be read by others. Older adults are often prime targets for scams, so this needs to be highly stressed. You should never, ever type sensitive personal information like Medicare numbers, social security numbers, or banking passwords into an AI chat box. Keep the conversations focused on general questions, creative writing, or just learning new things. We also want to empower you to spot any bad actors out there. Sadly, scammers do sometimes pretend to be AI assistants. So here are the clear red flags to watch for. If a chat window ever makes urgent requests for money or pressures you to act immediately, you are dealing with a scammer. A legitimate AI tool from a major company will literally never ask for money to continue chatting in their free versions, and they will absolutely, under no circumstances, ever ask for your social security number or your bank details. If you ever see a prompt asking for that kind of information, it is a giant red flag. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where something just feels a bit off, or maybe a promise seems just a little too good to be true, remember this: you are entirely in control. When in doubt, simply close the window. You can always just walk away from the computer or put down your tablet, then give a tech-savvy grandchild, a trusted neighbor, or a family member a quick call to double-check things. You hold all the power here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this wonderful encouragement our source material leaves us with. It says, the more you use AI, the more comfortable you'll feel. You're already ahead of the curve just by reading this guide. Well done. And I want to echo that completely. By taking the time to go through part 9 of this explainer today, you have taken a massive technological step. You've demystified the jargon, you know the tools, and you know how to use them safely. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought and a bit of a fun challenge. You now have the knowledge and the safety rules to explore this completely on your own. Which of these new, friendly AI assistants, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot, will you try talking to first today? Remember, it's just like texting a knowledgeable friend. Go ahead and say hello, ask for a recipe for 2, or maybe ask it to summarize the history of your absolute favorite vacation spot. The world of AI is now open to you. Happy learning, and thank you so much for joining me for part 9.